What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Force here with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's game is going to be between GL Snute and Quantic Apocalypse, or Apoc for short. This is a Terran versus Zerg matchup. We are here on the map Cloud Kingdom, and let's go ahead and start this game off with some player information beginning up here in the upper right-hand spawn position with our red Zerg player zooming in on GL Snute. Oh man, Snute took second place at the Campus Party Europe 2012 event on August 25th, and then on September 2nd took third place at the Battle at Ministry of Win. I saw, where was it? I think it was Tastosis. I saw they were zooming in on their the main buildings, like the hatchery and the command center and the Nexus at the start of matches when introducing players. I said, you know what? I'll try that. That looks cool, but it doesn't look cool. That's just weird. Snute's opponent down over here in the lower left-hand spawn position is our blue Terran player, Quantic Apocalypse, or Apoc, who I'll be calling throughout the rest of this game. Apoc, unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's placed very high in any major tournaments. I don't have any tourney info for him. I get most of this typically from Team Liquid, and if a player's placed high, normally Team Liquid will list it. But again, I haven't seen anything for Apoc. What I do know about him, though, is that he joined Quantic Gaming after performing well in the IPL Team Liquid event. So obviously he's a strong player, even though I don't see any major tournament information for him. And as a result, I look forward to casting this game. I say that at the start of every StarCraft 2 match. I really got to come up with some more lingo. Let's get into the game, though. We do have a 10 depot, 12 racks here for Apoc. No 13 refinery, though, and he is pulling up his resources, so this leads me to believe that he will be coming out with an expansion after this barracks here. So I 1 racks into expand from Apoc. Snute is moving out with some Overlord scouts. First moving down over here just north of this natural expansion. We also have a second Overlord moving down to the south. Drone scout grabs the Zelnaga tower and then pulls back. In doing so, it appears that he was just looking for some early aggression, and he's actually now moving to the third position here with his drone. Again, it looks like he's scouting out for any potential aggression from his opponent. Has decided to pull back. I wonder if that's a result of, yes, it must be. It looks like that was a result of him scouting this expansion. So you can see he was looking with his drone, first grabbing the tower and then checking over here for a proxy racks or any push at all from his opponent, just to see if there was any early Marine SCV bunker harass that might have been going on. But no, Apoc has gone 1 racks into expand. Besides that, nothing else yet. No refinery, no follow-up barracks whatsoever. And he's also, again, continuing to pull up these resources. Now, this is a point where you can come out with 2 more barracks, or you can go super econ heavy and try to come out with another expansion. I wonder what he will do. Snute over here has gone hatch first. Spawning pool finishing now as well. No extractor yet, just continuing to drone up. Also coming out with those 2 queens. Does he have any Zerglings out yet? No, none. No Zerglings whatsoever. And actually, there it is, another command center here from Apoc. So look at that, guys. Look at that. Very quick third command center that will be turned into an orbital command. And that will be used to saturate this main in the natural nice and early on. So what this means is we won't be seeing a lot of early aggression from Apoc, but we will be seeing a strong economy for him. And it looks like that's going to be the same case over here for Snute, as he has decided to come out with a third of his own. Both players really focusing on their economies here in the early game. That's going to make for a pretty boring match for the first few minutes, but should pick up as we work our way towards the mid game, and both players sitting on a very strong economy. Now, no extractor yet here for Snute. He is continuing to drone up. You can see 5 drones in production. Also another queen. He has moved a queen over here to the third, so we've got a queen coming through at the natural. Beyond that, Apoc is coming out with a bunker for a little bit of early game defense. Idle SCV, she needs to get to work. What are you doing, buddy? There you go. Rallies his orbital command here at the natural. Gets those Marines in, pulls him out as we've got an Overlord moving out for Snute. Snute's in trouble, might be losing this Overlord. Marines doing a lot of damage and doesn't make it to the safety of the high ground. Loses his Overlord. Nice little small victory there for Apoc here in the early game. SCV Scout moving out. Looks like he will be avoiding that Zelnaga tower just in case Snute had a Zergling at it. He's moving straight to the third, and this is pretty much all he's looking for. Now, he might try to push his way also into the natural and main just to see if he can spot any tech, but getting this third information is really the biggest thing for him. Now he knows, okay, Snute has a third. So now he knows he doesn't have to worry about any 2-base crazy, you know, Roach, Spieling, Baneling all in or anything like that. He's going to be playing against a 3-base Zerg who is likely to be droning up, and that's exactly what Snute is doing right now. He does have a few Zerglings coming out, though. Those will be finished in just a moment. There we go, 2 popped with 2 more coming through. Metabolic boost, and now just starting, still continuing to drone up, also coming out with a few more queens. Will give him some extra defense, but also, of course, the ability with that extra energy to start spreading that creep. So very important. Apoc's third, continuing to churn out SCVs. As I mentioned prior, this will be used to saturate that main and the natural expansion. And then once both of those are nice and heavily saturated, he'll be moving it down to the 3rd position right over here. Stim research as well as the level 1 weapon upgrade coming out here for Apoc. And very, very reactor heavy. Look at that, 3 reactors. He's going to be coming out with a lot of Marines. So many Marines. Now, placing down that factory, also moving this down into the 3rd position. Once this factory is complete, we're going to see that starport immediately after, and then with that, of course, we'll be seeing some double medevacs. But mass Marine here from Apoc. This is actually really exciting. I can't think of the last TVZ matchup where I saw an opening of mass Marine like this. He's also coming with a few Marauders, so we should be seeing a bio push even with Stim and level 1 upgrades. Could do a bit of damage. Take a look at that map though. Lots of Zerglings moving across. And the metabolic boost has now just finished. He's got so many Zerglings. 20 in production right now with 55 in play already. And here come the Banelings. This is going to get very interesting, very fast. A Snute about to make a strong push. Now, is this something that Apoc is aware of? I am not sure that he does know about this. He is formulating a wall over here of supply depots. He does also have this wall right here, but here comes the Baneling bust with the Speedlings moving forward. We got this spread coming out from this bio, which is exactly what he needs to do. Try to limit as much splash damage from those Banelings as possible and stay away from the Speedlings. Speedlings coming up the backside. Banelings moving over here to pop on the SCVs. Lots of damage over there. Splitting off with a few of his forces, busting down the supply depot wall off over here. And Banelings trying to move into the SCV line. SCVs tucking away into a safe position. Banelings continuing to pursue though. End up popping on that refinery. Don't kill too many SCVs over here, but he did get a fair amount over here. Let's take a look at that. 11 workers killed for Snute, and he has just got Zerglings galore. Continuing to do damage. Take a look at the resources lost. Snute behind, losing all those Banelings and Zerglings. Took a hefty loss to his resources there, but he's going to be keeping this up as we've got more Banelings coming through. Also, the supply depot is getting taken out by those Zerglings. This is such a strong push here from Snute. It's going to be very hard for Apoc to hold this. We got more Speedlings and Banelings coming through. What is he going to do? Banelings moving into the SCV line. Don't end up popping. They're going actually for the bunker. Does, yes, there we go. Finally does take it out. More Speedlings continue to stream across the map. More in production as well. Apoc doesn't have any counter aggression, which I didn't expect, but I thought I'd check anyways. He has finally taken care of the last of those Zerglings. Now we still have a few more over here though. Does he feel confident enough to move in? Gonna push forward here, going for the Marines. They should get lifted off. They need to get lifted off. I'm just gonna continue to push back to the bunker. That's gonna get quickly overwhelmed. There's a second bunker that has been constructed though. In a nice position, he can't really get a full surround there. There we go, Zerglings finally trying to wrap around. SCV's moving to assist. They're gonna get it. Oh, what? No. Are you kidding me? He saves that bunker. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous, my friends. Now, something very important to keep in mind here with Snute continuously dumping resources into this push is that he really needs to be doing massive damage, which he's doing a fair amount of damage. I want to take a look at the SCV kill count. It is up at 20. We do finally have a tank with siege tech, so sieged up here on the high ground. Snute continuing to delay the placement of this third and the mining from this third position. We got a lot of Banelings moving forward. Watch this tank go to work. Snute trying to peel off with some of those Banelings. Go straight for that bunker. Moves the rest of the Banelings in the SCV line. Pops right there. And some Banelings moving up to the high ground. Gonna try to bypass those tanks. Doesn't really get far enough. One Baneling moving forward. That's gonna pop. Just does a little bit of damage to those SCVs. This is just ridiculous, just continuous pressure, and at the same time we got a drop coming down over here for Apoc. Apoc finally moved out with some counter aggression, trying to do some damage of his own. Didn't really kill off any workers, unfortunately. Might be able to force a cancel over here though, unless the Zerglings start to peel back. But of course those Zerglings peeling back means they're not doing damage over here. Trying to take out the orbital command, that does get mass repaired, and that's all set. Tank on the high ground is going to get a lot of kills, 41 already. Yeah, that's a lot of kills. Apoc having a hard time doing any damage over here. We got Zerglings on the top and on the low ground, so he's pretty much all set and continuously harassing. But finally, has it subsided? Is it over? Can Apoc finally breathe? Well, we'll be doing some dropping over here. Doing a little bit of damage. Queen picking at that medevac. We also have 2 queens in the main. Apoc has managed to kill off 1 worker. Got some drop harass taking place over here as well. So it looks like, oh, loses the medevac. Had, what was that, 3 or 4 Marines in there? So it looks like, you know, he goes from the defender, the defendee to the defender. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But basically, the tables have turned as Apoc is now on the offensive. The predator, the prey. I guess that's what I could say. Oh god, that rhymed. Horrendous. Alright, Apoc now trying to move up into the main here with this medevac now, also moving across the map with 2 medevacs and a pocket full of Marines. Marines dropping on the high ground. Medevac trying to stay at a safe distance. Ends up getting picked off here by the 2 queens in the main. The rest of these Marines will get taken out. Not before they drop a queen. Beautiful. Look at this Marine positioning. Snute tries to engage in that choke point, which is a beautiful spot for Apoc, as he's able to stim and heal up with those Marines in that very tight spot. He's also going to just use a little bit of micro to tear through these Zerglings, and then the drones are next. Ouch. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say earlier. Apoc has gone from the prey to the predator as he moves out with this counter harass. Proven to be very effective so far. Might take out the Spire. No, forced to lift off as too many Zerglings are there. Not enough energy left in those medevacs to continue to heal them up. So he decides to push back right now. And with that, Snute moving out for a counterattack. No doubt we'll be forcing a liftoff here. Apoc does not have what is necessary to defend this position at the moment. Yeah, so he's going to be forced to lift this off. Drop taking place over here. Banelings move forward to deal with that, as well as the queens. We also have a big push moving towards big push moving towards the 4th. That is Dunzo. Forces a lift off. The orbital command has started burning. Zerglings trying to get us around. There we go. Takes care of that. Yeah, that 4th is done. See ya later. Apoc also gearing up to hit this 3rd. Scans of the high ground. Trying to keep his tanks with a decent spread. Here come the Banelings. Speedlings and Banelings move from the opposite side as well. Nice micro. Apoc spreading up his forces. Prevented a lot of damage from that Baneling splash and continues his push. And Snute gonna lose the 3rd. Transfuses, maybe not. I don't know. He's buying himself some nice time here with these transfuses of that hatchery. Realizing that that's an issue, moving forward with his Marines to try to take those out. This is just really awesome play. Few Zerglings move on the backside, take care of the remainder of the tanks. Apoc decides, time to lift this up. And let's move ourselves into the main. Uh-oh, hello Zerglings. Apoc not paying quite enough attention, just suicides those. I don't think he realized what was going on. All right, Snute gearing up for a counterattack again. Is he going to once more deny it? He could kill this in a second. Gonna be close. Now Apoc should lift up in time because he knows it's coming. What the heck? Apoc, that's a huge facepalm moment. Did he have something else going on? He had a medevac, I don't know. You know, you saw him move his forces down. He knew that an engagement was coming. I am baffled as to why he did not lift that off. I have no idea. He should not have lost that. No question about that. That is really, really unfortunate there for Apoc, and that, I don't know, that could do him in this game. This game has been so close, such a back and forth. 21 workers killed for Apoc, 50 for Snute. transition into mutas has taken place. There are 11 mutas in play, also 28 banelings. Speaking of the devils, moving forward. That really, really, really hurt Apoc. However, look at how far behind Snute is in terms of resources lost. That's a significant number there. So I'm a little bit concerned for him. But, you know, again, Apoc is not mining from the third, and we've got a third mining over here for Snute, and he might even be moving into a fourth soon, too. Let's keep up that production tab. More speedlings coming out. 3 queens in production. Apoc gonna get caught out of position. Tanks unsieged. Ouch. They siege up a bit too late. And as such, Snute able to take them out. And Apoc kind of just mining from half a base. We got some idle SCVs over here. It kills me so much that he lost this. And you know, the worst part is, he's so focused on just continuously building armies so he survives, he can't afford another orbital right now. He might actually just lift this off. There you go, he's gonna lift that off and drop it over there. That's not too bad, but here come the mutas. At the same time, Apoc is moving across the map. I'm not gonna completely discount him this game. Although this is painful. Yeah, he's not gonna have enough back at home to really deal with this. He doesn't have very many Marines over here. He's got everything over here. Although he's doing a pretty good job with it, again with the micro, he is going to take the third. Snute loses his third. He is now down to half a mining base as well. That gets scanned. He does have a hidden base over here. We'll see if that's something that Apoc scouts out or not. And Apoc has landed and is mining from this position. The mutas that were harassing over here have pulled back to pick off reinforcements and any units in the center of the map. Snute needs to stay active with these. If not defending, then he needs to be on the offensive. Looks like he's really concerned, though, about losing his natural, so he's going to pull back with this and take out these, basically, these tanks sitting all by themselves over here. Moving forward with these speedlings as well. Mutas take out that one tank. Tank over here. Queen's moving forward, take out the medevac, and that is it. Everything is done now. Bio gets mopped up. And with 15 mutas, Snute moves out for the counterattack. Now this force of Marines might be enough too for Snute to avoid, but you know, he can just bypass that if he finds that, if he deems that too big of a threat.
Base is under attack.
And that is awesome. Apoc was moving out and he was about to scout and take out this position, but because of this counterattack, Snute has managed to keep him back on the defensive. And if he just plays smart with these mutas, he can try to dance around those Marines. There's not a lot in the main. There's also no turrets in the main, as you can notice. So those mutas can just continue to dance, dance, dance. Uh-oh. So you think you can dance, huh? Let's take a look at the vision for Apoc. No counter harass. He's got another, Snute has got another expansion being rebuilt over here in the third position. He also has this base. Nice and saturated. Not a lot of mutas left. 6 to be exact. He's going to do what he can to harass with this. And now with the natural pretty much mined out, we're going to see Apoc lift it off and place it right over here. So he's basically moved his base of operations. Needs to repair this sometime soon. Very, very low. Very low indeed. This has been scouted out. I almost think he used a scan over here, which is surprising that he wouldn't save that energy for a mule and just scout out with a Marine or an SCV, but oh well. Pathogen gland research coming out here for Snute. That is, of course, the extra energy for his infestors and some Marines. Stimming up and splitting up. Take out the hatch. No, it was looking really rough for Apoc, but I said I won't discount him. And you can see why, you know, with just a few nicely timed pushes, able to take out the expansions of Snute. Now, he does have this one back up and running, which Apoc does not know about at the moment, but really, I mean, this is pretty minimal because there are not a lot of resources over here. He's also remote mining from this position. Would really love to see another hatch placed right here. I think this would be the easiest for him to defend rather than here. I mean, this was good when it was potentially a hidden expansion, but now Apoc knows that there was an expansion there, and he probably knows to recheck for it at some point in the future. Here comes some speedlings. Going straight for the main, realizing that there's not going to be a lot there to defend. Let's see what he can do with this. He's going to go for that reactor. That's pretty huge, actually, if he can take these out. Really cuts back that Marine production big time. He's going to do it. Also taking out any of these reinforcement Marines, dropping a few of these barracks at the same time. We got a push moving down. There's a fungal growth. Banelings rolling right into it. Enough energy for some more fungals. Marines get dropped. And with the Spielings wreaking havoc over here, this is not looking good for Apoc. Continuing to move forward here with his Stim Marines. But his base is under attack, so what is he going to do? I mean, he can't deal with this right now. There we go, some Marines come to reinforce. He's lost a lot, lost his reactors, he's lost one barracks, about to lose a second barracks as well. And his counter harass has been taken care of. This barracks close, very, very close. It's gonna need a repair. See if we get any SCVs to do that. And some Zerglings over here now taking on some supply depots. Although Apoc isn't anywhere near his supply cap right now, you can see how low he is. In the future, this will hurt, and that's why this is a good move here for Snute. Now with some more mutas moving forward and doing some econ harass over here. Yeah, things are looking pretty good for Snute right now. He's still behind in resources lost. He's killed a heck of a lot more workers, though. And let's take a look at the income, too. And Snute has got that big income advantage. So, yeah, things looking very, very good for Snute. Just going to burrow a few of these Zerglings, you know, realizing Apoc's economy is hurting. If he forces him to waste the energy on a scan instead of a mule, well, that's good for Snute. Very good for Snute, indeed.
Our forces are under attack.
Little Spieling push moving in this direction. And also a few infestors. He's coming out with another expansion over here. Snute has this base heavily saturated. Let's see what he's going to do here with these infestors. I'm actually really, really interested. Burrowed Zergling will continue to harass over there in a few moments. Oh, gosh. Oh gosh. Fungal growth once, twice. A couple of infested Terrans. See you later, SCVs. There's a scan. I would say that's worth it. Get rid of those infestors. But at the same time, Zergling's moving over here. Now up to 99 worker kills. And some fungal action on some Marines. Some fungal to take out those Marines. SCV very low. Another fungal over here. Zergling's moving forward. Oh, this is just a matter of time until we get the GG. Snute. Very strong performance this game. You know, we saw a few pretty major slip-ups for Apoc. I think one of the biggest things that really killed me was him losing this expansion over here. That was so painful to see. Also, for a while, he wasn't really prepared to deal with that muta push that we saw from Snute, and that definitely hurt him. And then, obviously, we saw Snute wreak havoc here in the main. The Marine production basically halved as he loses 2 reactors. I think there was a reactor on this one, too, so I mean, that really, really, really hurts. You go from producing 2 Marines per barracks to 1. I mean, it's not like he can afford that double production right now, but yeah, that was painful to watch and unfortunate for Apoc. And it does look at this point like Snute has the game in the bag. Again, he's got that strong economy going.
Base is under attack.
And he's just continuing to churn out units. We'll take a look at the army size comparison. 34 army supply for Apoc as opposed to 66 of Snute. And now with this fungal growth coming into action as well, there is the G. And Apoc has left the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for this game between Snute and Apoc. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. It was a pretty intense back and forth match between these two players, and definitely exciting to see. You know, it did look like Snute had a strong advantage going in the later half of the game, although Apoc held his own early on with a very strong counterattack, wasn't able to pull through for the finish. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.